Ready?
All right.
All right. We've got a really good opportunity this week coming up. It will be, this hands down will be the biggest challenge we have as a football team this week. Good opponent that going on the road, ACC game on the road. So our preparation's super important this week. And this is going to be a game that I just told the team, this has nothing to do with plays, calls, runs, passes, coverages, fronts, none of that. This game's about our ability to go be the most physically tough football team we can possibly be from 12 until about 4 o'clock on Saturday. That's it, hands down. That is the only thing. How physical we play, how tough we play, how much discipline we play with, how we've improved on things that we've done in the first 2 games or haven't done well in the first 2 games. Right? That's what this game's about. Right? And it's a big challenge for us as a football team. We're in the midst of working to get ourselves in position to be able to go up there and accomplish those things and play with, play with toughness, play with physicality, tackle well, block well, play with discipline, trust our fundamentals and techniques, trust the plan, believe in the plan, and go out there and play a complete football game. So, with that, have any questions?
There were a lot of holding calls in the game. It seemed like some of them were just where guys got pancaked and it was called a hold. Watching back some of the game, what was your evaluation of that? Was it hand placement stuff, or maybe guys not getting the benefit of that?
In the history of football, I've never seen a flag pulled up off the ground that was thrown on the ground unless it was pulled by them after their conversations. We coach our guys a certain way. There's a standard they have to meet when it comes to blocking. Finishing is involved in that standard, right? That's who we are as a football team. I expect guys to block. I expect them to do it with proper technique, have their hands inside, but I expect guys to finish.
Obviously, I have a relationship with Fran Brown. Can you talk about that a little bit, going back all the way to Western Carolina?
I was only there 4 months. Got there, I think, early August, and was at UCF by December or January. So, remember, he was a good football player. He was an older player there when I was there. Played on the defensive side. I coached on offense. So, a long time ago, I lived in a little lean-to that was on the side of a trailer. So, found out what a catamount was one night when there was there was no electricity in the little thing I lived in, and had a furnace next to it. Scared it was going to catch on fire, but did have a catamount mountain lion meet me at the door one night going in. So.
You have a lot of different weapons on offense. Do you see the tight end position evolving into, one of those options now?
It has been. They've got how many catches they have? 2, 4. So and 8 something. It's been quarterback's done a good job of distributing the ball to all the guys. Buster's done a good job of making play calls to get touches to guys that can be explosive players for us.
Brent, you're talking physicality. How would you evaluate your guys' level of physicality consistently through these first 2?
We've been physical at times. We haven't been physical at times. There's a lot of things we have to do better. There's no ceiling on the toughness and physicality that you have as a football team. At least for me, there's not. My vision and standard of what that is extremely high. And I challenge every single person on this team, coaches, players, staff, myself, to elevate their standard as well every single day.
You've had some guys banged up in the backfield. You got to see Anthony play a little bit, and Trey, I guess, was one of the Trey Maddox was one of the scout team's player of the week or something like that last week. How close is he, and are you expecting to maybe see some of those younger guys play a little bit more as the season goes on?
We'll see. Hopefully, as guys become available and they're cleared medically and they're in the right mental space to be able to play, we'll have them play. But we're not ever going to rush anybody back too soon and put them in jeopardy of hurting themselves again or missing for a long time.
Rick.
Coach, it's I guess 2 firsts this week. It's your first chance to play a game after watching current game film of an opponent, and also your first true road game, which I know is weird since you guys went to Ireland, but it is a road matchup. What is the benefit of being able to see some current film, and the challenge of going on the road as far as how you approach it with your team?
Well, there's knowns and there's unknowns. You have things to look at schematically. Look, there's not one thing that Georgia State knows that they've seen on us, they were able to expose on us. Same with Florida State that Syracuse does not know. They're going to know all the same information about us that the previous team does, all right, regardless of how that information is viewed. And for us, we've got to be able to watch the tape. But again, I mean, it's one game of film. So you expect multiples to add up as the season goes on. And you have to be prepared. But that's what I said. It isn't about scheme and plays and calls. It's about us being able to go out and be the most physical football team, play controlled, have controlled aggression, which turns into discipline across the field. That's what we've got to be able to do this in a hostile environment on the road.
Coach, going off that point too, I think it's your opening playing against 3 different transfer starting quarterbacks that haven't played in that system yet. What is the challenge in that when you go about scouting, looking at old school versus new school with a lot of these guys?
I mean, still got to play them. I mean, it's no. They're in a new place. You know, they didn't get there just a few weeks ago, a few days ago. They've been there for several months. They've been in the system. You know, it's. I don't really see that as a challenge, and what I see as a challenge is the player himself. I think he's a tremendous quarterback. Gets rid of the football, throws the football very well. He's got good skill guys on the outside that he can deliver it to. He's got some experience on the O-line in front of him. He's a good quarterback. It's a big challenge for us.
It seems like you weren't particularly satisfied with the way your team played the whole game, the last game, and are not maybe hitting at the level that you want in terms of just the physicality on the offensive line and maybe getting the play you want on defense. Would that be accurate? You don't feel like you've hit your stride yet?
No, I never feel like we've hit our stride. I mean, if you want to play 15 games in a season, you better not be peaking at week 1 or 2. Right? No one really cares what you do in September. People care what you do as the season goes on. You've got to continue to build and get stronger as a football team. As far as being pleased about things, no. But look, I said this last week. When we win football games, right, we have to enjoy winning football games. Right? I don't care if you win a game by 60 points, you win a game by 1 point, or who you play. We put a lot of work and a lot of time into 12 guaranteed opportunities to play this game. Right? And that's one thing that we have to, as an entire program, and that starts with me, that we have to enjoy these things. And I told the team that right after the game on Saturday. I told them that again on Sunday. All right, we got to enjoy these things. Now, it's a double-edged sword where there's an expectation internally from coaches and from players alike that they want to play at a certain level. And when they don't, guys aren't going to be running around doing cartwheels and flips. But at the same time, we work our tails off to be able to enjoy those opportunities on Saturday and have fun playing together. And our guys do. I mean, you look at our guys play on the field. They're having fun doing it, all right? And the reward for that is winning, all right? So we got to continue to be able to enjoy those times and enjoy those games when we win. Not that we didn't, but I'm saying, like, that's what I want this program to be like.
In terms of looking at Syracuse, what have you seen so far on the film as you guys started your install?
There's only one game. They played one opponent. Starting with their offense, it's all driven through the quarterback. They got a tremendous running back too now, and they've got a couple backs that can go. We played against them last year. They got some experience in the O-line. They've got they got 2 tight ends that are really good football players. They do a lot with them. They have a pro-style passing attack with the quarterback. Good skill guys on the perimeter. Slot receiver that's as good as anybody in the conference. And they do a good job of getting those guys open, creating space across the field for those guys to work and become open. We're gonna have to close coverage. We're gonna have to tackle well in space. We have to have everybody run into the football, so it's not just one single tackle. They do a good job in their boundary passing game. They have play action involved in it. They're under center. They're in the gun. Although they're a good football team, good scheme with a good player running the show. Then on defense, I would expect to see more multiples created this week from their defense. They'll move, they'll pressure, they vary the fronts and shelve the coverage as you get tighter into the goal line. But again, it's one game of film. Look, at the end of the day, when you play a game, there's always going to be 11 guys on the other side of the ball that you're going against. Right? Defense is either going to be 3 down, they're going to be 4 down, or they're going to play a bear front. There's not many other things you can do. The coverage is going to be open coverage or closed coverage. They're going to play 4 down in rush, or they're going to blitz. So there's not a lot of variables that you're going to get into there that we hadn't seen before. Offensively, they're either going to run it or throw it. Sometimes they can make it look like a throw and run a draw, or they can play action and throw it. But I'm being serious when I say that. We have to understand, and this game is about us and what we bring on that plane when we leave Atlanta, Georgia, and head to Syracuse, New York on Friday afternoon. All right? It's about the energy we bring. It's about the physicality that we're prepared to play with. It's about the toughness, the mental toughness to be able to play on the road in a 12 o'clock game. Right? That's what's important. They got good players. I think Fran's done a good job of instilling his personality into that team. Look, it was a long time ago when he played at Western, and I was there. That was a very short time. Right? But I know the men he's worked for. Right? I know the programs he's been involved with. Right? And they are physical, tough, hard-nosed programs. Right? Whether I like them or I don't like them. Not Fran, the program. But this is a just worked at Temple. I mean, he's worked for some good football coaches, right? And you see that really just in one game. You see that in his program from top to bottom.
Coach, a little late on this, but Sheamus has kind of become the ambassador for you guys. What have your interactions with him been like through these last couple weeks?
He body slammed me twice, threw me off the top rope, and put me in a headlock.
What'd you do to him?
Well, he'll be out for a couple of weeks. You think I look bad? You see him? No, I mean, good partnership to be able to have somebody that part of the program that has a unique reason they're following Georgia Tech. Just getting to know him and knowing his background, and he fit in with the players. And look, it's not, none of those things are here to be distractions. Those things are here for to be able to elevate the brand and what people see our program as, and to have people like that are interested in coming to our games and being a part of our team. I think it's pretty cool.
Okay. With that, we'll wrap up.
Is that it? Go Jackets.